Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR, and this is the Jakks Pacific 4-inch silver figure. Now, this is a figure that I've been wanting since I finally dedicated to collecting these figures. Silver is my favorite character in all Sonic canon, so the fact that I finally have this 4-inch figure has me so excited. Now, we got this guy thanks to our friend George Buck, also known as KnightSonic123 on Instagram, so show him some love for giving us this figure. But we're going to open this up and we're going to compare it to some of the other figures that I have in the collection. I wish I had a Superposer Silver, but at the time when he was out, I didn't have room. I didn't care that much. Small regrets, but I ain't too worried about it. But taking a closer look at Silver, we get to see him as well as his red star ring, the standard logo packaging that we always see in the standard modern 4-inch Sonic figures. And then when we look on the back, we get to see more stuff like 11 points for articulation, how it comes with red star ring, and how his articulation works, other characters in Wave. And this is an early print of Omega, because that's the one that I have personally. At least I think it's early. Anyway, you see the gray eyes, mine has gray eyes. But then we see other characters in the Wave. I kind of wish that my tails looked like that. I feel like the one that I have has like a pink outline for his mouth. If I can find this exact one, I'll probably buy this one, honestly. But his bio says, a mysterious herald from the future. Okay. I kind of wish I would have just went with, like, you know, hero or hedgehog or any other term than herald. But now that I finally have them, let's open them. Yeah! Nothing is pinning him in, so we could just rip him out. And then, whoop, then we could throw this trash away. We'll keep the red star ring over here. I'll check that out later. But here he is. Now here's a closer look at the silver figure himself. And I absolutely love this. Like, if I can get more silver merch, I'd probably buy some more. The eyes look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. The quills look really good as well. You get the fur texture in the back as well. Like, this all looks so good. I'm so happy to finally have them. And it feels weird, like, the way his arms are bent the way they are. However, like, I would have been disappointed if I wouldn't be able to, like, have his arm out like that to, like, do his psychic powers. He doesn't really have a whole lot of head movement because of the way that his fur is sculpted. So that's a little disappointing, but that's okay. His torso also seems a little big, but when it comes to other figures, they all look pretty weird anyway. I don't know, the only thing I can think of is, like, how he looks in, like, I don't know, Sonic Forces? Because unfortunately, this character is a victim of great potential, but poor execution. And I would personally love if we could have a dedicated year of silver and completely redeem him. Like, I love the way he's portrayed in the comics and how his character changes, like, over time. But unfortunately, I don't want to say that Silver is like a laughing stock, but, like, he's definitely, like, hidden potential. Like, he's such a cool character. The reason I love him so much is that, like, if you see, like, his cutscene from the beginning of his story, when you see him going through this dystopian future, just flying through and then taking out this giant flame. And then after that, Blaze tells him, oh, this character appeared again, and then he just zooms off. And this is, like, without any Chaos Emeralds. Like, this is not his super state. This is just him being just himself, just Silver. That's why I love this character as much as I do. Like, he has so much potential. He is pretty much the Trunks of Sonic. And unfortunately, he doesn't get the love that he deserves. So I would love a redemption arc for Silver. Please. But now that I'm done with my tangent, I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't paint the bottom of his shoes. This is like a somewhat early figure. I know they reprinted this one twice. I'm not sure if the second print ended up getting paint on the bottom of his shoes, because I know, like, later they started to care about that kind of attention to detail, especially with the Soap Shoe Sonic. So I would love to see, like, a properly painted Silver. However, the other figures I have don't have that attention anyway, so it doesn't matter that much, to be completely honest. Because if I compare this to the Jazwares Silver, this one definitely has a lot more articulation, technically. It has a very long torso, but then that just kind of matches what Sonic 06 kind of goes for, so that's great. But I remember getting this Silver figure for the first time when I was in high school. I was so excited because I already liked Silver. So the fact that I finally had a silver figure, I'm like, yes, this is the first silver figure ever. This is so cool. Now I'm always going to be a fan of how this is sculpted. I like the shape of the eyes. I like the way all the quills are made and all that stuff. Like overall, I will still love the Jazwares figure very, very much. But seeing a more modern take of a silver figure, I do like the Jakks specific one a lot. But I'll always like the Jazwares one because it has more articulation. You can actually move his head. And personally, because of fanboyism, because of having this since I was in high school. However, the Jakks one is good. It's a good figure. But man, I'm still going to love the Jazwares one so much. But now that we're done with that comparison, let's compare it to a regular Sonic. And overall, I think they look fine together. They look pretty good next to each other. Again, I feel like the torso is a little bit big, but again, that might be accurate. I'm not sure. You would think as someone who loves silver so much, you'd think I'd like know every fine detail to like how he looks. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, besides Sonic Forces, I guess the only other things I can go off of is like the Olympics. Like, there's not much silver love, unfortunately. But overall, he looks fine. I like him. I feel like the scaling on the Jakks specific figures looks better compared to what we got with the Jazwares figures, because with the Jazwares, it looks like Silver's head looks a little bit tiny and he's a little bit shorter compared to Sonic, and I don't think that's accurate. Now, I don't care that much about it. However, when I do compare the two, I feel like the Jakks specific ones look better next to each other compared to what Jazwares does. I'm still going to prefer the Jazwares because fanboyism, but the Jakks specific ones do look pretty good. I feel like we do got to compare it to one other character, since we're talking about Sonic 06. So, of course, we have to compare him to Amy. Now, because of Amy being a little bit tall, I'm pretty confident this scaling looks pretty off. But I'm happy they're all here. The gang's all here. Look at them big shoes on both of them. It looks so silly, but I love them. Like, I can't stress to you how happy I am to have these figures. Like, I love Silver, and I'm just happy to have an Amy figure. Like, I'm happy to have another one. Like, now in the Jakks line, like, this makes me happy. But since we're here, we have Sonic, we have Silver. There's one more Hedgehog we should probably go over. And that is Shadow the Hedgehog. They look so cool next to each other. Look at them, they're so awesome. But I can't stop thinking about the fact that Shadow just kicks him over the head. I always love that. But come to think of it, I feel like there's even more characters I gotta compare this to. Give me a sec. Because Silver has a lot of characters around him. Give me a sec. Of course we gotta have him next to Blaze. Now these two standing together look so good. They actually scale half decently well with each other. Because if I show you how the Jazwares look next to each other, like Blaze just absolutely towers over Silver for some reason. Why is Silver such a shorty in the Jazwares line? But again, we're talking about Sonic 06. We got another character to compare. Of course you gotta have him next to Mephiles right here. I kind of wish they would have just reused the mold for Shadow and then just made a colorless Mephiles, like a pre-transformed Mephiles. Seeing them next to each other like this is so cool. But I don't think Silver gets to see Mephiles in this state, technically. Not that I remember. I played that game I don't know how many times, and for some reason I don't remember. But when I think of Silver being next to Mephiles, I think of like the Shadow form. And since we're comparing villains, here he is next to Infinite. I mean, I'm pretty sure they scale well to each other. I feel like this is accurate. I feel that's right. This guy needs, like, sticky tack to, like, stand up. Like, he stands no chance. He just stands up against, like, the back of my bookcase, and that's the only way he's standing up, so I'm lucky on that part. But it's crazy to think Silver had a lot of figures to compare himself to. Like, that was more than I anticipated. And you know what? I'm happy with it. Silver's my favorite, hands down. I'm so happy to have them in the collection now. This is perfect. So please, can we get a year of Silver? Can we get more Silver love? I'm dying for it. But anyway, thank you for joining this unboxing. So if you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. In the description there's going to be my link tree as well as Night Sonic 123, the guy who hooked us up with this Silver. So again, thank you so much for hooking me up with that. But at first I was thinking he's going to be alright. No, I love him. No, he's my favorite out of the whole set. He's so cool. Nah, I take that back. I think Chaos is probably my favorite figure in the whole lineup because it's Chaos. But Silver, I love Silver. But anyway, thank you for watching. I love you guys to death. And I'll see you on the next one. So peace.